Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Matt the Bat here, and we are looking forward to the new Twisters movie coming out this week. I'm looking forward to it. You got my boy Glenn Powell in there. He's on a roll. Finally, we're getting a new Twister movie in almost 30 years. I don't know how in the world we waited almost 30 years to get another Twister. Twister. You ever played that game? No. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is the week of Twisters, where you should talk about the original Twister, back in 1996. This is a classic on every level. It's a 90s classic. It's a disaster classic. It's a Bill Paxton classic. It's a Philip Seymour Hoffman classic. Just the overall, it's even a romantic film. Like, you don't even realize until you watch this movie, it's a very romantic movie at the same time, between Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. And we're going to get to their relationship, how it's brilliant in the movie. It's an adventure movie. They're going on an adventure pretty much, trying to track down all these tornadoes. I mean, it's action-packed, a lot of action, a lot of chaos. Like, I always use that line in Jurassic Park. First it's, ooh, ah. Then we're running and screaming. Ooh, look at that tornado. Ah, look at that formation. Ooh. And then, oh shit, it's coming right for us. Screaming, running, terror. Ooh, ah. I can watch this movie the other day and I realize now being older and filmmaking and all that, this is a really, really, really good movie. I don't think this movie gets the hype that it deserves. I mean, let's see, we got Bill Paxton, who's great, as the character Bill, who's coming back in town to get divorce papers signed from Helen Hunt, and he's with his new girlfriend / fiance, and he brings out so much charisma, and he's charming. The chemistry with Helen Hunt is so good that even if they never told us that these two were in a relationship, you can just feel it. You can see it without any dialogue. The way they interact with one another, you can tell that these two used to be married or a couple. Their chemistry is on fire. And a lot of times they don't even have to say anything, just the way they look at each other, you just 100% believe the chemistry between Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. You got Helen Hunt in here who was, I think you would just, she's still coming up in I think this was before As Good As It Gets, or around that time. She was everywhere in the 90s. I wish we had more of her. And she's another one. Once again, I think Hollywood has forgotten, and the public has forgotten the term tomboy. And I'm going to do a podcast on that down the road. Where Helen Hunt's Joe, even the name Joe, obviously short for Josephine, but going by Joe, which you hear a lot of guys' name is Joe, and wearing the white tank top and the jeans, hanging out with the guys all the time, very much in the thick of the dirt, the sweat. She is the definition of a tomboy. But people forget the word tomboy too. A girl can still be a tomboy and be hot, like Helen Hunt, still want the guy, still want to flirt with the guy, still at times want to make herself look good, but not too good that it comes off as that's not you. And Hollywood has forgotten that tomboy character in movies and in real life. And Helen Hunt just has this demeanor, and also she brings this charm, and she's doing a lot of psychological stuff that happened to her when she was a little kid, when her father got blown away by a tornado. And it's just Helen Hunt does an excellent job in the role. Action and disaster. And where the special effects whack. Still, the disaster parts are cool. But then you add on top of that, like I said, the great adventure they go on, and the romance between these two. It definitely trumps the, mediocre special effects. Even in the early 90s, or mid-90s. You got a great supporting cast. You got Philip Seymour Hoffman, who you would never have thought would go on to be a more serious actor. I mean, truly, one of the funniest characters in this movie. You got Carrie Elwes as the other rival tornado hunter, who, at this time in the 90s, Carrie Elwes played a lot of villains, like in the Jungle Book in the 90s. And then you got Bill's girlfriend, who's a psychologist, and all her banter and all her freak out moments, they're memorable. This movie is very quotable. I mean, how many times have you not heard every time there's a storm, and you're driving by a farm and you see cows? We got cows. Or, Dusty, Will. She just missed the truck. That was awesome! That was awesome! Have you heard of the suck zone? It's when you're in the middle of the tornado and it sucks you up. Food! Food! You get all this beef. Have you seen my cows out front? No. Very funny, it's a very quotable movie. And I think you get into the psychology of Joe. Every time she sees a tornado, she's going after it. But not only that, but even when she's so close to the tornado, instead of trying to get away from it, she starts walking towards it closer and closer. Almost like it's going to bring her closer to her father, who got blown away by a tornado at the beginning of the movie. And then when something does happen to her, to like her aunt, she feels so much guilt and guilty, even with just a broken wrist. You really understand, and even the way the director, John DeMont, we have the opening with her as a little girl with her mom and dad, and then like in the middle of the movie when she's going to see her aunt after the tornado destroyed the town, she sees a vision of her as a little girl again, and her mom and her dad, almost like they survived the tornado. And then even at the end with the major on the farm, when that one family comes out of the tornado, their doomsday cellar, whatever you want to call it, and once again it's a family with a mom, a dad, and children. It's representing the psychology of Joe that, alright, her family made it alive. You need to see a movie like this. It is an adventure, action, fun movie, but there's a lot of layers to Joe that is very interesting to me in a movie like this. But yeah, overall this is a fun movie. It's under 2 hours. This was right after the director did the Keanu Reeves movie Speed with Sandra Bullock. And this is a fun adventure action film. Now, like I said, we don't get often anymore. So I'm looking forward to Twisters coming out this week. Hey, if they can live up to this original, we're going to have a cool reboot, sequel, Twister movie. So let me know in the comments below, are you a fan of Twister? Did you grow up watching this movie? Whether on VHS, whether on TNT or TBS all the time? Let me know in the comments below. Matt the Bat here.